So that's the Lauriston in the bag. Just going to head back up into Glasgow city centre. I don't know if we'll do any more pubs. Don't know if I can manage any more beer. Still surprisingly upright and stable. But what we'll do is we'll wander back up and point out anything of interest on the road on the way back up, I think. So hopefully that's okay. So I'm just going to walk here. Hopefully these guys will not mind me filming, because there's quite a lot of them around and they tend to get a bit animated. But yeah, so far so good. Nobody making any noises. But I know as you go further down into the south side of Glasgow, there is a large, a very large Asian community. In some of the streets, you know, every shop will be an Asian restaurant or a clothes shop or a fruit shop. And it almost feels like you're in another country sometimes. You know, but that's fine. I'm an immigrant in Spain, so I can't complain about immigration. But yeah, you can see here on the Brumilo where we were before, just great graffiti all the way along there. And it's a real shame, because at one time it was a really, really nice place. It was a lovely place to sit. But as I said on the way up, it seems to be taken over by the junkies, who are all sitting around and just looking for trouble, really. That's the sad part about it. Just looking for a bit of bother. And there's no need for it. But I suppose, you know, we all need our fixes in life. And if that's what gets them through, just causing trouble, then I suppose we all have our own coping mechanisms. Things that get us through. I'll probably keep my eyes peeled and see if there's anything else that's worth looking at on the way back up. I'm sure there will be. Now it's funny, just something else that I noticed as I came across the bridge there. This Euro hostel, budget stay your way, which is obviously closed now. My uncle Archie used to work in there. He was the concierge in there, but that's when it was the Royal Scot Hotel, and it was, you know, quite an upmarket, quite a high-end hotel at the time. I remember a couple of times visiting him there, and you know, everyone was well turned out, well dressed, and he was the man that made things happen in the hotel. But it closed down and became this budget rooms, which is now shut down as well, which is always a shame. So big music shop there. Now this little shop in the corner, Richer Sounds, I don't know if it's still open or not, or it's shut down now. Oh no, it is open. Great little shop. If you're looking for any hi-fi equipment or anything like that, that's the place to go. I'm just going to go across the road here because I spotted another old pub which is worth looking at. So just across the road there is another very old Scottish bar, McSorley's. Another one of these pubs that's been around for a long, long time. I don't know how old it is, but it's certainly been there for a long, long time. And then on the other side of the road we have the Crystal Palace, which is a big Wetherspoons. And you know what? I just realised I've managed to do a pub crawl in Glasgow without going near a Wetherspoons. Is that a record? That's got to be some kind of record, isn't it? Anyway, maybe not. So Friday afternoon, 5:20, Glasgow city centre. Lots and lots of people around, all making their way home. And just across the road there, it's worth noting, there's a blast for the past. It's Treasure Island, and then right next door is the classic Grand. Now, when I was a teenager, sort of 16, 17, that was known as the Dirty Pictures. Now they showed soft porn movies basically. They never ever showed hardcore porn, but it was always soft porn, and you could always see, the joke was men in raincoats going in there to the Dirty Pictures in the classic Grand. I don't know how true it was, but it was certainly a standing joke in Glasgow. So just coming back up here to Argyle Street where we were earlier. Just going to make my way to my digs for this evening, and then I'm foolishly or bravely, I don't know which, I've I've agreed to go out tonight. I'm meeting my wife, we're staying in Glasgow tonight, and I'm meeting up with her. We've got a night in hotel booked just for an overnight stay to save us going back to Edinburgh, and then we're going out for dinner tonight and a few drinks. Was it wise? Was it wise to go drinking all day in the pubs in Glasgow, only to have to go out at night to go drinking? Well, I don't know. Time will tell, I suppose. I'm sure I'll be fine. I feel fine. I'll get a couple of coffees in me and a quick snack and a shower, and that'll sharpen me up for the night, and then it can be around 2. I just hope I make it okay. Now, one thing I never did, which I should actually do, seeing I'm so close to it, is I need to show you Glasgow Central Station. So this is the entrance just here, or the side entrance. You know, the front entrance is quite a bit more grand, but this is the side entrance, so let's have a walk up and see what's going on in here. So I visited Waverley Station in Edinburgh in another video. So this one is Central Station in Glasgow. So you can see there's a lot of people around. Very busy actually. So all these boards advertising various trains, they never say it would come up well in the camera, but I don't know how they'll be in the video, whether they'll flash or whether they'll be clear. But if they're flashing, I apologise. Hope you don't have epilepsy and you ended up taking an epi fit off the side of your couch watching this video. So I hope that's not the case. So again, quite a nice old-fashioned station. Plenty of platforms. Not really changed much actually. The edges here seem to have a bit quieter now. There used to be a big ticket office, and there was various shops and a couple of wee bars, but they're not here anymore. Don't know what happens to all these places. So wee M&S is simply food. That's the big information office over there, and then Champagne Central up above is the Grand Central Hotel that we might have seen from the earlier part of the video if you watched it. And then we'll just go back out the main road here. So just out the main entrance here, and they're talking about making this fully pedestrianised and not allowing any traffic, so that'll be interesting to see how they cope with the taxis, because there's constantly taxis here And just as I say that, there's one just trying to pull up to the taxi rank. So it'll be interesting if they do away with all the taxis, how they're going to manage that. And then quite all over Glasgow you've got the Blue Lagoon. Do you have the Blue Lagoon in your city? Is there Blue Lagoon chippies dotted around where you live? Let me know in the comments if there is. So this big building here is the Cadoro building. I don't quite know the history of it. I know it was called that. And it was another one that had a fire and then opened back up. And then you've got people blighting every city in the land. Just homeless people sitting begging. Have you ever had a chat with a homeless person? Somebody sitting at the side of the road. I tell you, that's a real leveller and a real eye-opener. And there's no doubt that a lot of people have a shitty life, but quite a lot of these people, when you talk to them, you know, they have one major bad thing that's happened in their life, and that just shapes their whole future. You know, their whole almost raison d'etre is because of that. The reason for being is because of that happened in their life, and they just hang on to it, and they just seem to have this inability, you know, to shake things off and move on. And you've really got to be a bit more resilient. You know, life's hard nowadays. We've all had shitey things happen in our lives. I keep saying I'm going to tell you my story one day. Maybe I will. I'll tell you my story. You know, I'm just a wee guy from Postle Park that could have gone in a completely different direction with my life, but I chose not to when I was a teenager. But you know, shite happens. We all have crap happening in our life, but you know, don't let it define you. Don't let it shape you into a person that you're not, and that you can be a much better person if you just got your act together. Anyway, I'm just cutting back through Buchanan Street here now. In fact, we'll go around the other side. So just as you come halfway along Buchanan Street here, you've got this old church building. It's still used for weddings, I believe, but it looks to be some kind of tea room now. Now, interestingly, let me see if I can get the name of it. You see the name of this here? Let me just get it in the shot. So you can see Nelson Mandela Place. Now this was used to be called, I'm pretty sure it was St George's Place it was called. But when Nelson Mandela was big news and getting released from prison, Glasgow Council decided to change the name to Nelson Mandela Place, and that's its name forevermore. And I'm just going to cut here. Nice little pub here, the Ivy, fairly new addition to Glasgow city centre, certainly in the last couple of years. A wee bit more upmarket. So I wonder how that's going to work out. So again, some more lovely architecture. Just going to cut through here. Here I am back at Queen Street. Past our friend, the Duke of Wellington. And what was his horse's name? Did you remember? It's Copenhagen, if you're ever asked. I think that's more than enough for this walk around Glasgow. I don't know how many miles I've walked or how many steps I've done, but it certainly feels a lot. I've had a great walk, a great trip down memory lane. Visited a few of my old haunts, places that I visited when I was young. So it's been a great day and I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you have too. So, you know, let me know in the comments, has it been worthwhile? And I'll know obviously about the number of people who watch it or who don't watch it. If it's been a successful video or not. But you know, I do these in the most part because I like doing them. But it certainly makes it just a bit more palatable for me when people actually watch. Thanks for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Please take the time to like and subscribe to help keep the channel growing. It's growing really, really nicely now. And actually, more through accident than design. I'm probably going to finish this video just outside a wee shop that brought joy to generations of Glaswegians. Maybe even generations of Scots, I don't know, because people seem to travel all over to get to it. So I'll just finish with it in the backdrop here. And that wee shop behind me there was Tom Shepard's. And you can see there, established, what does it say? Established 1886. And then it just closed, you know, a couple of years ago. And you might ask, well, what was Tom Shepard's? Well, you know, Tom Shepard's was just simply a joke shop and trick shop. And you could go in there and buy all sorts of card tricks and dice tricks and all the stuff that magicians would use, sleight of hand. You could buy Halloween masks. You could even buy a dummy shite to put on somebody's carpet to make it look like a dog had shit on it. But sadly, I think buying a dummy shite to put on somebody's carpet now is too offensive, and it's all gone. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this wee nostalgia trip, and we'll see you all on the next video. Ta-ta for now, seen we're in Scotland. See you later.